Welcome to Starboy Reviews, the only show that would do anything to get it and feel no regret. Today we're concluding the coverage of my collection of pocket-sized Terrorcons with Transformers, Beast Hunters, Legion Class Hun-Gurrr. Hun-Gurrr came out in 2013 as part of Wave 2 of the Legion assortment. For those of you who don't know who Hun-Gurrr is, Hun-Gurrr was originally the leader of the combiner team called the Terrorcons, and formed the torso of Abominus. He was a rather competent Decepticon with an insatiable appetite. This characterization carried over to his prime counterpart. When he sees what he wants, he's gonna take it, and if it's against the law, well, you can bet he'll break it. For his beast mode, Hun-Gurrr turns into a two-headed dragon, much like his G1 counterpart. However, on my copy, it's damn near impossible to get him to stand in any semblance of a natural horizontal stance that one would expect for such a creature. The tail is just too short and the necks are too long. Though since he's robotic and not organic, I'll give it a pass. I really liked the color scheme, though it's not too similar to the G1 form. The pink was replaced with red and placed on a much greater portion of his body. The only complaint about the colors would be that I wish that the bony off-white plastic was a crisper shade of white. For size comparison, here's Dark of the Moon Bumblebee and Bionicle 2015 Tahu. For poseability, Hun-Gurrr can't do much. He has ball-jointed hips and a thigh swivel, but the lack of a counterbalanced tail inhibits any real variance in stance. His arms are one piece, so they move together. The only joints with any good range are his neck ball sockets, which allow the dragon mode to emote somewhat. Each head is also on a hinge. As far as accessories go, Hun-Gurrr comes with a gun called the Dragon Tooth Saw. It's a very nicely sculpted weapon with a satisfyingly sharp serrated edge on the bottom, and while you can place the weapon on Hun-Gurr's leg, it looks best being held in one of the dragon mouths, though all this does is throw off his balance even more. Oh well. Let's get to transforming. Hun-Gurr's transformation is flat out boring! Of course, it's no surprise it's simple given the scale of it, but it does absolutely nothing interesting. Not nearly as involved as Rippersnapper, not as exciting as Blight, and not as satisfying as Windraiser. You just stand him up on the dragon heads and you're basically done. At the very least, Hun-Gurr's robot mode is decent. I'm not a huge fan of the proportions on this character, but again, I can let it pass. He's got some really broad shoulders and somewhat lithe legs, which give a nice appearance of strength. The only real kibble on him are his beast mode feet, but they can be flipped forward as sort of Wolverine claws. The absolute worst thing about this figure is he can hardly stand. His heel spurs are just not big enough, and placed at such an awkward angle that it seems like the heads were put on the wrong sides in the factory. I switched the heads before recording the review, and I feel they work so much better. For size comparison, here's Bumblebee and Tahu. Hun-Gurrr can utilize his joints much better in robot mode, since the joints for the beast mode legs are now in the robot arms. Now the robot legs are limited due to the lack of any real joints in them. Hun-Gurrr can wield the Dragon Tooth Saw in this mode, though due to the bent nature of his arms, it doesn't really look natural in any pose. Hun-Gurrr is a pass-worthy figure. I only got him so I could complete Abominus, which I still haven't done in 5 years. On Leader Starboy's review scale, I'd have to rate Hun-Gurrr as good but boring. He's competent, but he has nothing special going for him. All of the other Terrorcons are so much better at what they try to accomplish than Hun-Gurrr. Really, he's only worth picking up to complete the set. This has been another Starboy review. For my next review, I'm going back to Power of the Primes. Here's hoping I don't break the timeline. Oh, I can't believe my hunger. I want it so bad I can taste it. It drives me mad to see it wasted when I need it so bad that it's burning me.